This video will spoil all of chapters 1 and 2. You've been warned. This video is about creating my 2 super save files to be ready for the upcoming June 5th chapters 3 and 4 release. The first save file is Pacifist, of course, and the second is the Weird or SnowGrave, or the most violent route. I'm gonna be tackling each piece of secret and important item that's missable but can carry over to future chapters. And if you want to emulate or use this video as a guide, then you're very much welcome to do so. So enough yapping and let's immediately get right into it. In Chapter 1, do not miss nor throw away the glow shard from the very beginning, because while in Chapter 1, there's nothing remarkable in its description, in Chapter 2 though, it says that it increases in value per chapter, so it's definitely worth it. Number 2, be sure to collect this cake that Susie broke, fix it with the squeaky hammer guy, and do not eat it yet. Instead, go back to the yellow baker guy and he'll give you the spin cake, which heals the whole party for 80 HP. And the benefit doesn't stop there. While yes, you can only have 1 cake in your inventory, you do acquire an unlimited resupply by doing this, so it's definitely worth it. It's an itemized Mediorama, bro, take it. Number 3, don't forget to pick up the white ribbon here in the fields area, because later you can combine it with the pink ribbon to make the twin ribbon. What a twin ribbon does is that it boasts high defense and increases your graze range, so it's very good for TP gain. Number 4, in the forest part where you're being attacked by the bird, after hitting the bell, do not leave the area yet. Take a detour back and see this. In the same bird room, however, for number 5, transition in and out of this room again and again and again and again until this happens. Well, there is a man here. He offered you something. Yes, you received an egg. Not too important, not too unimportant. Use the egg. Well, there's not a man here. So much later in Chapter 1, for number 6, go to Ascor's flower shop, put the egg inside the fridge, and after checking again, you'll see that the egg multiplied itself. How? Who knows? Is this just a troll quest? Maybe, maybe not. But number 7, the bake sale isn't important, but they're really good for healing if you use them right, and they're very cheap too. Chris loves the Choco Diamond, while Ralsei and Susie loves the Hearts Donut. If the person doesn't like it, it's a weak heal, but if they do like it, it heals for 80 HP, bro. This is really strong for both chapters 1 and 2, but you don't need it, but it's very, 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 very nice to have. Next is number 8, for the Thrash Machine, only the head actually matters here. A choice among the Laser, Sword, Flame, and Duck, because they come back in Chapter 2 where it'll have a unique attack against you during the Rules card fight and a unique benefit to you for the Giga Queen fight. So think carefully on what you want, but you don't have to think too critically on what you need, alright? In the end, it doesn't really matter that much, but it's fun, and if you don't import a save file, you will default to the Duck. Number 9, during the prison part, if you choose to eat the moss to perpetuate the cycle, you'll have some fake moss ready for you in your room in Chapter 2. Then in Chapter 2, going to the secret part of the map, you can find the moss with Noelle, and you'll get the rank of Moss Fighter, while Noelle will be Moss Neutral. Amazing. But if you ignore the moss in Chapter 1, then there will be no moss in your room in Chapter 2. For number 10, inside the kingdom, in the Hearts room, be sure to check all the beds because you'll get the Bed Inspector title. This title will disappear, however, the instant you do the Weird or SnowGrave route. And number 11, for Jevil, I highly recommend only beating him as a pacifist because the reward for fighting him isn't that good. This Reddit post then this YouTube video details the many reasons why Jevil's Tail is a much better choice. Even if the Devil's Knife gives a higher attack stat, it decreases the cost of Red Buster by 10%. So on both my pacifist and violent save files, I both have the Devil's Tail. And last one for number 12, in the end, if you went pacifist, then the people will help you overthrow the king. But if you went violent, then Suzy uses a pacify spell and you run away before the people could appear because they want to take you down too. But does this really matter? Not really, because this is what happens in chapter 2. Oh wait, I think we beat up some of these guys. Are they not gonna like gang up on us now? Don't worry, Suzy. Pop-Pop got trapped in a hamster cage, making me Prince King. And with my new dad-like powers, I declared you forgiven. Wow. Cool, well, guess I won't beat up anyone here either. Yup, now all that's left is for everyone to enjoy the new home. And that's it, no one else will ever mention again how you beat them up. And, oh sorry, we're not done yet. There's still the light world. So, Onion, number 13, visit them at the lake and befriend them. Please do not insult them because if you do, they will not appear again in chapter 2. But if you did befriend them though, in chapter 2, they'll tell you about the music they kept hearing underwater, and then they'll tell you what they find about it in chapter 3. So number 14 is the hospital. You don't really need to interact with Noel's dad, you just need to be there. This will be important for the SnowGrave later. And number 15, after the hospital visit, Noel will be here by the gate up top. Be sure to tell her that Suzy likes chalk because in chapter 2, she'll give you the light candy chalk which heals for 120 HP. Very good. And that's it for real this time. For a game about choices not mattering, that was a lot of things for chapter 1. So let's move right over to chapter 2. Number 1, even if you can skip the introduction by interacting with the bed, I do not recommend doing it because you should at least craft 1 or 2 silver cards which increases your money gain by 5% each. Number 2, this is gonna be a long one, so strap yourselves in the cyber field. Go to the right, then go up. You will meet the blue checkmark man. He'll ask you to find all 3 blue checkmarks, which is very easy to do as you're seeing here in the footage right now. But this is the most important part. You must go back to him to redeem your reward because if you don't, then it will count as if you've never talked to him at all. So don't forget to go back to him. But if you did forget in a normal route, that's okay. Once you get to the Queen's Mansion, you can go back to the cyber field and then turn it over. You'll just miss some of the scenes that you could have seen before, but you know, it's better than missing him, right? But if you're on SnowGrave, then you're fucked. Because as you can see here, you cannot backtrack while you're in SnowGrave, so don't forget to recruit him as early as possible. And here's another one that you could have easily missed, number 3, in the cyber field again, right before you get into the bumper cars to fight Birdly, there's this mini teacup challenge where you must get all 70 points to get the Ragger 2 for Rousey. So just like with the blue checkmark guy, if you miss this in a normal route, then that's okay, go back to it if you want. But if you miss this in SnowGrave, then you are fucked again. And it just so happens that in the SnowGrave route, you ideally don't want to miss this because the enemies in the Spamton Mansion are extreme, bro. You want everyone to be attacking as hard as possible. So yeah, get the Ragger 2 if you can. And yes, I know you can get the puppet scarf after beating Spamton Neo, but what are you gonna use for Rousey during the Spamton Mansion? So yeah, that's just what I mean. And so the divide between the normal and SnowGrave route is too big. We now have to do some route exclusive details, and let's start with the normal route. And we'll do so with number 4. Remember the moss I mentioned earlier for chapter 2? This is how you get to it. So now that you got the dog dollar and the moss, if you transition yourself in and out of this room again and again and again, this happens. you cannot get the egg in SnowGrave route because just like in Undertale, it seems like your fun value turns to 0 in Genocide or something similar, because in the SnowGrave route, Chris or the soul completely ignores the moss, completely ignores the puzzle, and completely doesn't care about what Susie and Noelle does here. Why? Well, that's probably the point. The soul or Chris is actively rejecting any excitement that you could possibly have here. But yeah, number 5 is how to get the egg, and number 6 is where to put the egg, and it's here in Sand's shop in the eggs basket. When you put it, it again doubles itself. Why does it do that? We'll probably never know. So for something less weird, number 7, during the black car ride, do not hit any of the oncoming cars because by avoiding everything, you'll be rewarded with this tiny little car appearing on your castle town. It's not that important, but yeah, it's messable. Number 8, during the choice on who to give the present or the Birdly plushie to, you can choose to give it to Birdly to have a one-time chance to have a 6-party line with the original Star Walker as well. Sadly, it's only for this one room though. But I personally prefer to give it to Ralsei instead because I have a feeling that this will appear on his room in Chapter 3. Plus, he's really the only one alongside with Birdly that actually appreciates the gift, so there's that too. Number 9, while in Queen's Mansion, please don't forget to buy the B-Shot bow tie because you can craft this with the tension bit later to make the tension bow. It increases tension gain by 10% and boasts high defense. You cannot get this in SnowGrave because the shop is blocked off by Rules card, which is a big shame because the tension bow is really good. Then number 10, in the 4th floor of Queen's Mansion in Noelle's room, be sure to snatch both the Ice E and the Susie figure because they'll both appear in their respective rooms. You can't get this in SnowGrave because Noelle's room is permanently locked there for you. Number 11, this one is a big one. You face off against Birdly 2 times, and during the Queen fight, even if you choose to help Birdly, his arm will always be destroyed, giving you an ending as if you chose to fight the Queen. This happens because if you beat him by fighting him in any of the 2 encounters, then you are locked into this ending for him. You can easily avoid this by beating him with Mercy in all encounters. But honestly, this really pissed me off because, just for fun, I wanted to kick Birdly's high and mighty Redditor ass before his character development, but I did not want him to be severely punished because of my aggression. So, no joke, I deleted my 300-minute save file to do all of Chapter 2 Pacifist again just to save Birdly. I hope he appreciates it. So, onto the light world. If you took Noelle's watch and visited her in the hospital, she doesn't notice it, unlike in SnowGrave. If you go to the police station, Undyne gives you a box of chocolates. You can choose to hoard it so that you and Susie can eat it, or give it to Alphys. Will this choice matter? We don't know. We'll see if it does. And lastly, don't forget to visit Onion in Chapter 2, just in case you need to do this to see him again in Chapter 3. And that's it. Normal pacifist route and semi-happily ever after. I already mentioned the Ragger 2 earlier, and yes, I guess number 12, you can take Noelle's watch, and when you visit her in the SnowGrave route, she notices the watch this time. It adds to the horror of the cutscene there. It's definitely worth it to grab. And other than that, there's nothing to forget in SnowGrave anymore because the egg and moss are blocked off for you, the mansion shop is closed by Rules card, and the Spampton mansion is very linear, so there's nothing to miss. So instead, here's a short details compilation of this route. I believe being in SnowGrave doesn't actually matter, but if you tell Noelle here that Susie does not want to ride the Ferris wheel with her, this is what she says. You're right. Even if I asked her, she'd probably just laugh at me. And gosh, push me to the ground and... What? Laugh at me some more and then... What were we talking about again? What? Was that normal? Okay. Yeah, now it's your guys' turn to let me know if SnowGrave affected that dialogue. And next up are the animation differences for both Noelle and Birdly for a normal and SnowGrave route. Here it is. here's a bonus, this isn't an animation difference, just what happens if you choose to act in Birdley's fight. And that's it. It's a bit of a grim spot to end it off, I know, but hey, chapters 1 and 2 are free to play, so you can go play it right now. And with this, you are now ready to create your 2 super save files for chapter 3. And so, welcome to the outro. I'm still a small channel, so every like or use of your act button to sub to the channel would be really appreciated. And hey, thanks so much if you do that. If you enjoyed this video, I got other projects coming and projects already made, like this Danganronpa Max every social link before they die quest, what a mouthful, or miscellaneous like this Persona 4 addressing some hot community takes video. My next project will be about Hollow Knight because Silksong will be releasing this year, yeah. So I want to polish and sharpen my nail sword now. I'm not gonna be doing an essay video, I'm gonna be doing a challenge video. It's not enough that I already ascended to the top, there's plenty more here that I missed, like Steel Soul and whatnot. So if you want to see what I got in store for the next video, hey, why not stay tuned by leaving a sub, huh? Thanks so much again if you do. So, with that, my name is Ren, and I hope you enjoyed this Deltarune video. Bye-bye, thank you all for the support, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, bye-bye, bye.